Guys, welcome back, and let's continue with the next topic. Okay, so let me very quickly introduce the next few topic, what exactly we are going to do. So let me bring my whiteboard here. Okay, so today would be some of the services we have in AWS, and I want to introduce those services. Okay, so multiple topics we are going to do and discuss today. All right. uh, Before this, just give me 1 minute. Okay, I just want to stop sharing just for 1 minute. Okay, and we'll continue with the next topic, and I will quickly give you the agenda for today. So give me 1 minute, please. Okay. So let's continue, guys, with the next part. So in the developer track, guys, we have some services of the security that we have to discuss. Okay, some security services. So it is these services overview kind of things we are going to do today. Okay, so there's very few services. Let me explain one by one to give you the use case, what exactly these services gonna do for us. Okay, so you can think in this way: if you create any web app, or maybe you create any mobile app, okay, based upon the app that you create, but mostly, guys, in the app we have a page that's called login page. Okay, and in this login page, there's a lot of features in the login page we have. Okay, so anybody come, and those who have the account, they can log in. That's called authentication part. But those who don't have the account, they can also come and register with us. So there should be some registration link also. Okay, but guys, it is not so much simple. Right? If you talk about the bigger application or the bigger services or bigger apps, so they have thousands of millions and millions of users that register with them, and they have to manage their authentication part and some more thing they manage. Okay, plus they also manage the authority part after the login, what they can do. Does they are the admin user or they are somebody else, something like this. Okay, so either our developer will create a login page in the mobile app or in the web app. Okay, what this login page will do, the hundreds of features we can do. Okay, we can log in, check the password, and register. At the time of registration, what is compulsory: phone number, email ID, or what attribute extra we need, full name, some other details. Okay, you want to register with us, or you want to log in via Facebook, log in via Google, log in via Twitter. So what kind of facility extra want you do? Okay, so if you say I want to log in and register with us, so we can say have to get a local database for the user authentication part. But here I don't want to manage my own login and password. Okay, that is managed by some other company. So guys, we see multiple website where you go and you don't create the account and you log in via Facebook. So what you see, let's say you come to a website called linuxworldindia.com. We provide you the login name, and we ask either you create an account with us, or if you don't want, okay, login via Facebook, means you already have the Facebook account. So if you click this, you will be redirected to the Facebook. Okay, and Facebook asks the login and password. They check your login and password. They check your identity. Okay, and if the Facebook say no, my login and password is right, they will again redirect you back to the same page and tell to this website, I check the login and password. You don't have the account, and you don't have to create. You don't have to check. Everything is checked by us. Okay, so because your company is a different company, my company is a different company, because we have initially created some bond, that is technically called trust relationship here. So because I check and I already authenticated, so you have to believe on me. So without checking the login and password, allow this guy to log in. Okay, so in this case, Facebook or this kind of website is normally work for you. The concept called IDP, that's called identity provider. Okay, and your company will work as because the company is giving you a service, so they are known as SP. This is called service provider. Service providers. Okay, and internally, guys, they use some protocol or standard, I can say. So there's one standard normally in the market in this kind of scenario. It's called OAuth or OAuth version 2. We use with OpenID Connect. Okay, so this is the one protocol they use. But sometime in the company, if there's one company, they connect with other company. For example, if you go to Amazon.com, okay, and when you buy some product, and they say on your behalf, okay, we will go to your bank. We go to bank and we will withdraw some amount from your account. Okay, so you have the bank account, but Amazon and any online portal, they go on your behalf, withdraw some amount from your bank and put in their account. Okay, so there's also, guys, in this case, bank will work as a identity provider, and Amazon kind of website are known as service provider. But in this kind of setup, they normally use a protocol called SAML or standard called SAML. Okay, something like this. Okay, maybe sometime OAuth also. So, guys, is a big topic. Big topic, I can say. We have a dedicated softwares available in the market. So I work in this domain a lot. One of the biggest software available in the market is Ping, Ping Federate, if you guys know, Ping Access and those kind of Ping ID. So these these are the big products in the market. Lots of company, guys, they use, even though I myself trained consultant, JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, Deloitte on this product. Okay, recently I also provided a program on Keycloak. This also open source tool, something like this. So so Ericsson company based on Ireland team and and Budapest team in Hungary. So again, we help them to set up, or I help them to set up microservices with Keycloak. So big topic. So obviously in one class I can't discuss this entire concept to you, but I'm just giving very high level vocabulary here. Okay. Because these are the part of pure security. So if you go to AWS security specialist program, even though there also they don't discuss in very detail about these internal concept of OAuth, OpenID, there are different types of grant types and something like this, SAML and the standard, okay, or maybe SSO, single sign out, SLO, single logout, okay, but but yeah, if you go to security program, most of the features they discuss you there. Okay, why I'm discussing this concept right now? Because we have very high level overview in our developer. Okay, so in AWS, if you want to make this kind of form that you don't want to manage the login and password kind of form, and you can attach with your application. So there's a service called Cognito. that will help you to do this. Okay, but if you want to set up identity provider, okay, or OAuth protocol, OpenID, Cognito also have feature they can do, or in IAM also, we can go and set up the identity provider. Okay, so depending upon the requirement, or maybe you have one microservices and other microservices. So this microservice will go and contact to this microservice, but this service is secure, and without authentication you can't do it or connect. So again, this service will require some token. So we have some STS service. They will help us retrieve some token somehow. Okay, and this token they use to authenticate other services. Okay, so tons of thing is there, depend upon what exactly you want. But very quickly, if I show you about a service called Cognito, okay, the services. So here they ask you to offer a pool for user and identity. Identity means the identity provider. So you can connect with Facebook or Twitter or something like this. So multiple identity pools they have for where they check the identity means authentication part for you, for your sign up and sign in processes for your app. Or if you want to create your own managed pool, that you can design your own login page. Okay, so here you can go and do it. But if you want to set up the identity part further, you can use IAM services. There you can go and they will ask you to manage your identity. Okay, so if you see here, identity provider, okay, so you'll say who will be identity provider for your single sign-on for SAML kind of request. Okay, so you can add provider. Okay, so from here, who will be provider with OpenID or SAML? Again, tons of things. So you just go and you have some account in Google or Twitter or maybe some other identity provider. That's your own Keycloak and maybe Pink4Dead, and they provide some credentials, secret key or something like this. They will give you some document upload that is issued by IDP, and what they do, they will have a quick relationship with you. Okay, this is especially for single sign-on. Okay, so nobody have to log in with AWS portal. You can use your company credentials. So in the company you have LDAP or Active Directory. So whatever credentials you have, you can use the same credential to log in the AWS account also. Again, this concept is normally known as SSO, single sign-on. So you only log in your company portal. Okay, same portal or same login and password or same credentials or session you can also use to log in to AWS also. Okay, but we have to connect with the identity provider. Obviously, I'm not going to show this practical right now because maybe nothing so much you have to do, but it's a part of security, so I can't discuss here. But if you go to Cognito, this is the one who help you to create your own sign up pages or sign in kind of pages. For this, you can go and create a pool. Just give us a pool, for example, Alliance Word user pool or your app pool. Multiple apps you can have. Everybody has their own pool, means set of users. Okay, you can set up your own settings. Okay, so this or the phone number. Okay, so I won't allow with email address. Okay, so this is one thing. Plus, what attribute you will ask extra? Your email address, your addresses, your picture, your phone number. So those things also you can draw, or you can add some extra custom fields also. Okay, based what you need, what password strength you need. When somebody type, these are the password strength I need. Otherwise, I won't allow to log in. Okay, so this user can sign up themselves, means anybody can go and come and create the account or sign, or after they create, my admin over here gonna say yes, you are allowed to log in our app. Okay, so these are the things. If you want to allow multi-factor authentication here, so anybody come to app, MFA also need. Do you want this? Okay, how to want to recover your account? Okay, which attribute you want to verify? You want to contact email or phone, both, or how you can want to verify, right? Those things. Okay, and because you are sending email, so AWS has their own internal service to send the email with SNS until they use SES to send the email. So this is reason they're asking you to create a rule. So my Cognito will have a capability to connect the SMS service or email services. Okay. EMF cannot be turned off if SMS role is configured. So let me go for required SMS text and something like this. Okay, so again, guys, you have to do some verification here. So again, I think you got a good idea. Finally, you are setting up your own login page, and you're setting up all the credentials or all the setups you require for your sign up page. So now you don't have to manage your sign up page. It's not simple, guys. It's not like HTML form, input boxes you create and connect with database. The tons of things we require in the sign up page. Everything they have the feature to do it. Okay, so right now I'm doing canceling. Let me create a user pool again, and we can go for review default also. They will set up a default page also with all the basic setting. So let me say Linux word pool. Let me go for review default. So they will set up all basic by default setting for you. Create pool. So very quickly, guys, they create a pool for you. Okay, so in this pool, I don't have any user because none of the user has been registered with us yet. But if you go here, there you can import the user for current databases, create a new user who can log in with your app with this particular pool, I can say, and they can go to an app. Okay, and something like this, or maybe anybody who registered, they will automatically come up here. Okay, but who will connect after this pool? After we have pool, which app I want to redact. So after my login, okay, you have to set up your app client settings. You have to add your app, your mobile app or your web app. So let's say my app, there is a client for this. Okay, and something like this. So there's a lot of things, guys, authentication flow and something like this. So I'm not setting up all this feature because for this you should know a lot of concepts about OAuth and other things also, access token, ID tokens. So let me create an app client. Okay, so we have added a app client, something like this. Okay, then you can go for app client settings. Okay, and there's a concept called callback URL sign out. So anybody who come to your login page, okay, where after the login, where we can send to app. So this is the URL of your app. So let me send to http://www.lwindia.com. After the login or after the logout, where we send, we can send some URL of your website. It's not so simple because you have to also add some manifest file in your website. So if anybody come to your website directly, they won't allow. Then again, redirect. So there's a kind of agent program also we have to install in our website. But this is very high level setup. You can check very quickly. So after login successfully, they can go to this particular app or this particular API. or the URL. Okay, but because we are using auth, so there's a again concept, guys, auth flow and something like this. So I'm not talking about. So current credentials I'm using here. Okay, what is this? Again, long, very detailed discussion. Okay, so this website has been created, but it is not yet hosted. Okay, because obviously this is a login page, you have to host. Okay, so before you have to choose the domain. So just give the domain name, let's say my Linux World user app. Let me check the availability. So this domain available. And you can also use your own domain also, something like that. Okay, so this domain, guys, has been added. Or you want to customize your own, look and feel of your app, you can customize here. We provide you HTML and CSS, come and change, put the logo and something like this. So customize that. So if you click on customize UI, you can put your logo, go for some settings here, in which app you want to do. If you know CSS, change your input field, look and feel button. So all your CSS concepts, if you know, you can configure it. Okay, so almost without having a development knowledge or backend knowledge or authentication knowledge, we can do all the setting here for our pool. Okay, that's the main thing, guys, about this. Okay, so like this. So obviously there's no as such meaning to show this demo, because there are more things we have to do here. But if I quickly show you what they posted here. Okay, so there's a sign in page. As such, nothing is here. Nothing is here because we have to set up some more thing. Okay, but I want to, guys, give you high level idea. Okay, again, I told you this is a pure topic of security classes, but at least I just try to show you some of the features they have. Okay, so there's lots of more thing you can do: policy, device settings, triggers, analytics. Okay, so tons more thing you can do here. Okay, so guys, this is a very quick introduction about 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 the service called Cognito. Here also, guys, they also have a to do identity provider also. So maybe I want to connect this app with the help of Facebook or something like this. So in my app, I can add my identity provider. Before they create an account there, and they will provide some tokens. So I have to put the token here to connect to my app. This is called a secret key and scope over here. Okay, so obviously I'm not going further about to discuss this concept, but every bit is a long discussion, right? So there's one service, guys, about Cognito plus identity provider, SSO and IDP. So all guys group together, work together to have your full-fledged app. Okay, so full stop. That's what I want to discuss here. Okay, about the Cognito service. Okay, so let me, guys, very quickly explain you one more here. Okay, the concept would be if anybody know, I don't know, have you know or have idea or not, if you want to do HPC, high performance computing, parallel operation, we have multiple computers and we have some computing. We will go to all the computer in parallel. So there's a concept called message MPI and message passing interfaces, where all the nodes will get my data process in parallel. So very useful, very useful if you want to some kind of medical field data processing or maybe deep learning. So tons of things guys we can do with HPC. Okay, but technically we don't have as such services in AWS for HPC. Okay, we don't have any service dedicated for HPC. What is HPC? Again, I'm not going to explain, but very quickly in one line, I explain to you. So something like this, parallel processing, if you want to do, so HPC we require. But for this, normally company has to transfer huge. So if you want to set up HPC cluster, so a lot of product available, especially open source product also come in Linux. So if you search for Linux HPC clusters, okay, so a lot of product guys for HPC come in Linux and the open source that you can use to set up the HPC cluster. Okay, but technically in HPC guys we have to provide lots of data. Okay, lots of means lots of data, mostly in gigabyte or petabyte in size. So let's say this HPC cluster we set up in AWS, how we launch multiple AWS, so EC2 instances with a high-end hard disk with a better IOPS and throughput. Why high-end? Because we want to transfer huge data, let's say in petabyte, to process. But if hard disk speed is slow, everything will be slow now. So we want hard disk speed to be super fast. But how can you transfer the data? So again, multiple solutions guys AWS has. So from your data center, they will have a direct internal connectivity to the AWS data center. So there is a service called AWS Direct Connect you can use, right? Okay, where you can transfer gigabit of data from your private network directly to the AWS cloud. Okay, so there's one service in AWS called Direct Connect. Okay, you can set up this thing. Okay, but even though they have dedicated connection to your AWS data center from your office, okay, so either you can set up this particular service, but if let's say you have petabyte of data, if you even though if you have 10 gigabit speed of network, okay, so if you're 10 gigabyte speed of network, one more thing guys we have to consider here because finally we are transferring a data to the EC2 instance. So you should have a hard disk with very high speed of IOPS. What is IOPS? Hard disk we have discussed. But one more thing we require, your data is coming from the network. So your interface or NIC card or network interface card should also come with very high speed. Okay, so technically guys, normally the network card we always use for ENI, we have already discussed, Elastic Network Interfaces. So they don't come with very high speed. Okay, but AWS guys provide you some kind of specialized ENI that has a very high speed internet or network connectivity. Okay, they are normally known as ENA. This is called Elastic Network Adapter. Normally give you a speed up to 100 gigabit per second. I'm talking about network speed. So this kind of network interface you can add. Okay, it's also sometimes known as enhanced networking, sometimes also known as SRIOV. Okay, kind of setup you have to do. Okay, but that kind of speed you can get from this kind of networking setup. Okay, if you want to go for better speed or more speed, especially in HPC world, so better the ENA, we have one more kind of special adapter. It's called EFA. It's called Fabric adapter. So they give you better speed or more speed. Okay, and it is not about speed, guys. There's lots of things we have to talk about in networking world. Maybe buffer, or maybe windowing and reliability, right? How well they're processing the data, because normally if you if a packet is coming, they will go via operating system, they will go via kernel. So the overall speed will be slow because they have to go to multiple layer in the operating system. Okay, but EFI has a capability. They technically they try to give you a direct access to your hardware, technically something like this, or directly to firmware, or the maybe you can say driver. So overall latency would be very low. Okay, so if you have very high speed network data come up, you can set up this kind of adapter. It's called EFA. Especially they good for SPC. It's called MPI kind of protocols or the standard. Okay, so I don't accept from me right now to explain HPC, MPI. These are the individual topic, courses, subject. Okay, so those by chance who know, just get the information. These are the things we can use. Those who don't know, maybe in the future when you come to know, okay, these are the extra support AWS provide, extra network hard disks or interfaces they provide to us. Okay, or but if you have a very high data, or obviously sending via some kind of private link won't be possible here. So AWS has given you very fantastic service. Okay, a service called they give you a hardware box. Okay, so what AWS say, if you want to transfer some terabyte of data, okay, if you transfer via internet, might not be secure or take a lot of time. So we're giving you some physical box or hardware, ship to your data center, copy it locally, okay, and transport to me. Or plus, if you have more data in petabyte scale, so I'm giving you whole truck, literally guys, truck, whole big truck. I will provide you with all the physical and other kind of security. we'll send this truck at your data center. Okay, copy data locally and send this truck back to our data center. So I keep my data in maybe S3 or somewhere other location. Okay, so there's one very, very different kind of service they provide to you. So one of the service name is called AWS Snowball. Okay, so this kind of box they ship to you petabyte scale. You can transfer locally and send it back. So this kind of hardware they send to you. Okay, but you think you have more data and maybe petabyte or exabyte and something like this with extra security, extra speed. Okay, so instead of AWS Snowball, we have AWS Snow Mobile. So this entire big truck that you're seeing right now, they send to us, and where exabyte scale of data you can copy. Okay, transfer up to this much speed. Obviously they are local, so quickly they can transfer. This is for a foot long container truck they send to you. Obviously, guys, if you talk about pricing, you can understand how much they're gonna charge you. But there's also the facility they provide to. Okay. So this also, guys, one more extra facility they have. But one more, guys, security thing they have for you. So anybody who knows something about web applications, okay, so guys, having the firewall is a different thing. So firewall normally work in layer 3 and layer 4. Okay, maybe some of the firewall also work in layer 7. This is called application layer. But we know, for example, we need something else. Okay, we need, if some data is coming from our client, I'm talking of payload. Okay, and if the payload has some kind of malicious data or some other thing, okay, so we should have a capability to go inside the packet, inside the data, and go and filter. Okay, go and filter those malicious information and something like this. Okay, so if you have a web application and you would sorry, you want to have an application level firewall. Okay, so they will help you to some kind of web exploits or bots or something like this. Okay, technically they go inside your packet, right, and try to understand some signature and protect, maybe stop the packet or stop the connection before they reach to your web application. Okay, so it's pure about how to control the access to your content in the simplest term. Okay, for this, we have AWS in-demand service, especially meant for web application. This is called WAF. Okay, so if I go here and search for AWS WAF, so this will WAF service you have, where you can create a access control list, means tell what kind of malicious traffic you think it should be controlled, blocked, and something like this. So WAF is a one service they can do for you, for the application from your common web exploit. And normally, guys, you put this web app on the front of your load balancer or in the front of your cloud distribution. This one doesn't come with free. They will charge you this much per hourly basis. Okay, so you can create a rules. Okay, or maybe you can set up, you can provide some IP sets, which IP to block, some regex pattern. Okay, and lots of things you can do here. So if you create a web app, okay, so just tell your web name plus where you want to put. You want to put on the top of your application load balancer or maybe in the front of cloud front. Both the things you guys know. So where you want to put. Okay, and after this you can add further resources. Just click next. Okay, and you can attach the rules. Okay, when put ACL, whatever ACL you create. Obviously, but first create ACL for this. Okay, so this is again quick introduction of WAF. Again, guys, don't think I'm going fast here. I'm just giving you introduction. This is the service available. Why I'm giving introduction? Because it is there in your developer course to give you intro. Even though if you're planning to go for developer exam also, they will ask you question something like this. Maybe one question might come up and they say, we have some web applications, you want to secure something, which service to use for your web application firewall. And they give you multiple name, web or IAM and something like this. You have to take web. That's all. So as an introduction, guys, they give to you, but where you can learn the detail. Obviously, guys, if you go for AWS Security Advanced course, these are the service that I'm discussing right now. They have a one module on these services. Okay, and something like web, if you have some DOS, DDoS attack protection, so we have Shield as a service. So go for Shield. Okay, they will help you to protect from your DDoS attack. Okay. So you question something, maybe if you're planning for examination, they ask you, so in your application, I want to protect you from the DDoS attack. We have to use WAF or Shield. You have to say, obviously, WAF, so Shield. Okay, so guys, attack protecting from the DOS or DDoS attack is not a simple thing. Tons of things they have to update, lots of vectors they have to update. Okay, lots of team actively working on all the time to because the IP keep on changing, the proxy server keep on changing, the VPN connection keep on changing. Okay, so it's not pretty simple thing what they exactly doing for you. So if you see, guys, price also very high, $3,000 they are asking. Okay. So if you subscribe, or we talk obvious acknowledgement, this much they do. Okay. So if you just subscribe, and then you can attach with this web services on the front of your load balancers or on the front of your web applications and something like that. So they help you to protect from the DOS attack. Okay, plus also you can see the global threats is coming up. So lots of report they are keep on showing. Okay, so they keep on showing the lot of reports because every time guys attacks is we keep on changing about the DDoS attack. So this is also one of the service we have. Just want to tell you that this is the one service. If any this kind of requirement, there's the only thing you know. If you have this kind of requirement, just look for this service. Okay, so this is also one of the service we have. Okay, again one more small service again related to security. Okay, if you see in the IAM, not in the IAM, in the VPC. So anybody who know about VPN? Okay, so if you're your on-premise VPN and you have to connect the VPN to the in the AWS, so we have a services for VPN also. Okay, so again, which kind of VPNs you have, site to site or IPsec or IP4 to 6 or something like this. So so tons of things they have a support where you just configure the VPN gateway here or VPN gateway here. All right, or maybe site to site VPN connections with your current VPN in on premises. So what is VPN? Again, is a big topic to discuss, but yeah, if you have VPN, okay, and you're tunnel with this current VPN, okay, so you can do it. And anybody who know about VPN, if you connect, you'll share some keys or tokens, not tokens, I can say keys to connect wherever the VPN would be. Okay, but by chance they have one more service. Okay, you can set up also VPN cloud hub. Okay, so they don't have a separate, but there's a cloud hub you can create. So it is something like this. Okay, something like this cloud hub is just a concept. Okay, so this is AWS cloud, and your different offices center. Okay, so let's say one of center is in London, one center in US, one center in Mumbai. Okay, and you want to create a VPN, but I want, due to some reason, my traffic will go via AWS. So here we can set up VPN cloud hub. Okay, so all the traffic of the VPN first they go here is a hub, and from here they will redirect either here and here, whatever the private okay network you want to connect on. Okay. So there's also guys one kind of setup. You by the help of VPNs, you can set up the cloud hub also. Okay, so this also guys one of the services that you have. Okay, so guys, till date, whatever topic I pick, I try to go in very depth, even though they might not be part of CSA or developer track. Okay, some of the topic guys I pick from DevOps track also, SysOps track also, and some other tracks also. Okay, but these services are big services. Lots of experience I have to do it. So I can't go in the service, even though if I take one by one service, then the entire AWS course completed. Right? Security, and these are different advanced courses, so obviously I can't cover it. So don't think I don't like to teach in this way, the way you see till date, but I know have other option. At least you got the idea. These are services available when where you need this concept. You just go and learn this service and you start implementing. So that is the high level plan for today. Okay, and then one more small service we have already guys discussed about databases. Okay, but if you have a plan that you have some on-premises database, on-prem database and you want to send or migrate your database to cloud, or maybe in the cloud you already have database in MySQL, you want to migrate to MariaDB, okay, and maybe some other databases. So this is called database migration. So we have one service called DMS also. So this will have a lot of capability. It's not a small thing, guys. Migrating database, especially from one database to other, MySQL to Oracle, and and something like this, not a small thing. Okay, lots of schema, they have changes, features, they have changes, but this service is very much powerful. Almost any kind of customization they have, they will migrate to you, or maybe some kind of you have to map it. Some other feature that is not supporting on databases. So on the fly, they also create for you. Okay, so on premises to cloud or cloud to cloud, means same cloud. If you want to do, so there is a one service called DMS, database migration. You can do it. Using the service also pretty simple. Okay, so nothing very technical even. So you can do homogeneous migration, heterogeneous migration. Okay, and for heterogeneous migration, guys, it's not a small thing. For example, I want to migrate from MySQL to Oracle. Okay, or maybe Aurora. Okay, a database. So it is not a small thing. Okay, because the schema and lots of things is changed. So they come up with a conversion tool to convert your schema. So your source database, let's say MySQL, will match with the target database, let's say Aurora. So this conversion tool, guys, they come very much tested, foolproof. Okay, you can download this tool from the document, run it, and they help you to migrate. Okay, a lot of the features also they have contour applications. So maybe you have a requirement, you have on-premise database, okay, and you want to keep on migrating, all right, to the cloud. That's called replication. Let's go continuous. And just obviously for disaster recovery and something like this. Okay, so that's also, guys, they have a capability. So continue replications or maybe migration, whatever you want to do, you can do it. Okay, so just give the name and just again, I'm not creating this this concept, but there's a called migration task you can create. Okay, and tell which is your source database, which is your target database. Okay, choose the replication instance type and do it. Even though, guys, this spectral we can do very quickly. Just create one MySQL database over here. So it will be a source and what a target, and you see, guys, entire data will be migrated. But again, it's not so simple. You have to properly plan it. Okay, what are the source schemas and target schema? Lots of things you might have to convert. So it's not like it's blindly we just click and migrate. Okay, so lots of things we have to plan further before we migrate. So you want to do full load, limited, mode, validations. Okay, lots of things you can do here. Checking pre-migration assessment. So almost all the main core features, whatever the migration tool gonna come up, they also have. Okay, so guys, that's all from my side. I want to confirm, make it clear one more point. Right now we are in the developer track, but all the content developer track, more than 92 or 95%. Okay, we have already covered while doing a CSA track. And I keep on telling you guys, this is the developer track content I am covering here, so to give you extra benefit to my CSA guys. But there I covered this content. Whatever topic I pick, maybe ECS service or XYZ service, or maybe cloud formation, I took the topic in very detail to keep in mind that you're not into developer track, you might be in DevOps track or some advanced track. Okay, so 90%, 95% content we have covered over there. Some of the content is exclusive for developer based on the content we have shared with you. I have already covered in almost in all the detail, whatever we need in the developer track. Okay, today these are the overview service, but I try to show you pages also. At least you get the idea. This is how it look like. Plus, I give you a use case where these services will fit on. Okay, according to my knowledge, the content that I cover in CS and developer is topic may be EC2, topic may be cloud formation, topic may be ECS. Nothing new topic I cover, but the depth I picked this topic is 200 times and 300 times more whatever normally is being trained and provided and asked by the AWS guys. Okay, so according to my knowledge, this much level of content with pure practical that I show you in the first classes, I I just want to update you. Okay, I know that this program take a lot of time to complete because of a lot of reasons from my side, I can say, but finally it's complete. So today is the last day. I would like to conclude the developer track. Anybody who is planning for CSA examination or developer track examination, we will guys provide you practice test with the answers. Okay, and those practices is more than enough to pass the developer track or the CSA track. Okay, just go through each question very properly. Answer we provide to you, but I highly suggest whatever answer we provide you guys, you also use your your knowledge, your skills, search more in Google also. Maybe maybe some of the answer might not be perfect because the question set is more than 700 questions. Maybe, for example, so there might be some mistakes from our side might happen. Okay, so 90% more than answer is 100% right, but there's a skill base. Everybody has a different view for giving the answer. Okay, nobody knows the right answer, but we'll try to provide as much as correct answer to you. But whenever guys you solve these questions, is again objective type, scenario based. Okay, just put this question also in Google and try to see other opinion also. Okay, then come with the final answer. But the question set of CSA or the developer track, based upon the guys who are giving this examination, we will provide it to you. Okay, so that's all guys from my side. Obviously, I would like to conclude this particular program. Okay. Okay, and guys, this program I cover with with respect to the content that we have provided you initially. Okay. So so that's one. So any question guys, if you have quickly, you guys can ask. Sarath, you can use any services, Firebase or Cognito. Okay, both the service is a different use case. Firebase from Google, Cognito I have explained you here. Cognito is not only for authentication part, they also give you a login page also, plus setting up the login interface, look and feel, and some more thing they will do for you. Okay, but what is Firebase? If you are the part of my Flutter training, so in my upcoming class of Flutter, I will explain you what Firebase can do for you. Okay, what is MapReduce? Jinkia. I'm so sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name properly. Okay, MapReduce is a different concept altogether. It is more about ETL operation in big data analysis. Okay, HPC is for parallel computing, or you can think parallel calculus. Very simple example to just to understand. If you have 5 plus 2 multiply 1 minus 5. Okay, 5 plus 2 go to one computer, 1 minus 5 go to other computer, the sum will go to other computer, and they will calculate in parallel. Just very simple example to understand. By MapReduce, we normally do analytics. Okay, so it look like parallel processing, but both the use case are different. So what is transit gateway? I think Poojan, while I'm discussing the VPC in very details, there I explain you very high level. Again, transit gateway as already we have, but I already discussed you discuss you in the VPC classes. Any idea of plan for developer or network specialist program? Mohammed, right now, no plan for any AWS further courses. Okay, but if you update you guys, if you will come up with a new course. What is Cloud Shell? Nothing, Prabhajit here. if you see in the top, okay, rather than you install your own command line AWS and login, in the top, if you see, there's one icon called Cloud Shell. If you click, they will launch one one command line in the AWS. So there's one small Linux operating system with AWS command and the utility installed. Plus they also give you login. So rather than you install use AWS command in Windows, you can on the cloud, you can directly run the AWS command. Okay, so that is called Cloud Shell. So Nishan, you can think Cognitive Server is something like this in a website. If you have any login page, for example, if you go to facebook.com, so this is a web app. So this is the first page come up. Okay, so creating this page look maybe simple, but lots of internal databases or multiple other provider you have to connect. Okay, maybe password reset and something like that. So you don't have to create. Cognitive will create everything for you. Something like this. So that I show to you in Cognitive part. Okay, so this kind of login page come up. It's not yet completely created, but they come up, and everything related to login sign up process will be managed by Cognitive. Okay, so you can think in this way. So any OpenStack plan right now, no. But yeah, maybe we might come with some kind of hybrid multi-cloud training, hybrid multi-cloud, very specialized program. There I pick OpenStack, okay, and integrate with cloud with some other tools. So we will discuss. So Mohammed Sami, your birthday, a lot of wishes from my side. Enjoy your day. Saswant, we are not charging anything for the question set here. Okay, guys, the question set that we are going to provide, it is a pure free of cost for the guys who are going for the exams. Okay, so we are not charging any amount for the question sets. Okay, it's free from our side because we have initially committed. We'll provide the exam practice. Okay, or maybe the bootcamp you can say. So that is the reason we are providing to you. You don't have to pay, but it is only for the guy who are planning for go for the exams. Yes, Saswant, I'll take the remaining classes. Okay, a small topic left, RSS in my YouTube. Don't worry. Soon we're planning for RSS examination. So before the RSS examination, I will cover this topic. Don't worry. Can you pass the exam without questions? Even though, guys, if Anuj, if you use whatever concept I discussed till date, if you practice those concepts properly, so passing the exam for CS and helper won't be a big deal for you. Okay, but I think question set will give you actually very is revise the concept actually. Plus, normally while doing some practice, we might miss some of the small concepts sometime. So question set will gonna help you. So highly recommend before you move to exam, just go through these questions. So Aditya, the way we have shared the content with you initially, we don't have a CI/CD topic. Again, this is a big topic to discuss. Okay. Uh, okay, so there's a concept called code, deploy, and all other services. Okay, in the developer, module. Module means extra setup they have: code commit, code build, and deploy. So I'm not covering here all set of new topic. Again, if you go to maybe DevOps track somewhere, they cover this topic in detail. Okay, but this is not there as such. I'm talking about the content that we shared with you. So I'm not covering this topic, right? But if you know as Jenkins or CI/CD pipeline, something like this, they get the code, build the code, deploy the code, you can get the pipeline. Okay, so if you know the concept of CI/CD or some tool like Jenkins kind of thing, so something like this we can set up here. Okay, but I am not covering here. Okay, those value topic. Even though we have a way also to integrate with GitHub, create our own repository here, integrate with Jenkins also. Okay, so lots more things you can do. There's a different point, but this service I'm not discussing. Is obviously short term memory SAS1 in RNN. They will take the space obviously from the stack because recursion always built on the top of stack. Yes, Asutosh will come with Istio course or microservices course. Soon we'll update you guys in your respective group. Okay, I want to clarify one more thing, guys. Here the bootcamp means okay, we will provide a question set with the answers, the questions. You have to go through it. That will be more than enough to practice for the exams. That is known as the bootcamp in the AWS. Sushil, both the cases help you if you are the working professional or maybe fresher. In both the case, global certificate is always helpful. uh, no, obviously, yes, one no. Cognito is very different service. Salesforce is CRM tool. Okay, one of the features of Salesforce, they might give you one login page to login to manage everything. There is one of the features of Salesforce. Otherwise, for Salesforce is a whole new, in the Salesforce app for process management, for marketing, for sales, and some lot of things there. So Cognito is one service only for getting the login form and sign up process and all the things. So Akash, actually Salesforce, I already took one class or workshop in Salesforce. I show you lots of practical already in my first class of Salesforce. But today, whatever we extra provide you is extra thing for you to give you more internal knowledge. So I think whoever took the today's Salesforce training, they give you lots of information. Also, knowing the information is also important. Okay, so that will be extra thing for you. Or maybe next one more session they have. I think that they cover lots of practicals also. Obviously, Ajay, we can't discuss SageMaker here. It's a pure machine learning services, big topic. So if you go for machine learning special program, uh, uh, they've covered there. Yes, Suman, you can integrate AWS service with Flutter. In my Flutter class, I give you some of the idea how we can do it. So please help no one open upgradation form. Let me check. Let me check with my team. So no, AWS is not compared to Salesforce. Salesforce is pure CRM. Compared to AWS maybe GCP cloud or Azure cloud, something like this. So that's all, guys, for this program, long program. But I think you got lots of idea, concepts, and the practicals. So that's all, guys. See you maybe in some other trainings. Bye. Take care. All the best.